Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, in the studio, halfway point of the week. The Lady Bears are in Texas tonight. How are they doing when they play in the Lone Star State?
They play at 8 o'clock tonight down at the University of Texas in Austin, and this is a play-in round game. And we talked to Coach Cunningham yesterday. She's a tiny little bit miffed that the Lady Bears got a play-in game. That's kind of a qualifying game. She said, "Oh no, they're in the field. Please don't misunderstand. But the play-in game, you have to win it, of course, to qualify." Well, the Lady Bears play tonight at 8 o'clock, and they'll play Stephen F. Austin. That's the Southland Conference team, and really, in all honesty, the Lady Bears are a better team. They are a slight favorite in this game, and the winner of this one will face Texas, and that will be more than likely on Friday in Austin, Texas. The Texas Lady Longhorns are hosting this particular regional. So it'll be the Lady Bears against Stephen F. Austin tonight, 8 o'clock, and we say go Lady Bears.
Go Lady Bears. I think it's interesting before the big dance really gets started tomorrow. They have 2 days of playing rounds in the NCAA tournament. And I think it's interesting because you got, all the marquee teams, your Duke, Florida, Arizona, etc. But then you get these other teams last night and tonight rather, that kind of get the spotlight on them before everything gets. It's interesting to me that everyone kind of gets forced to watch these games. We had 2 last night.
Well, it's been going on for a number of years now, and they hold them on a neutral court in Dayton, Ohio, and it's there in Dayton every year. That city wins the bid for it, and they want this. This is the men's play-in round. We mentioned the Lady Bears are in the women's play-in. Well, this is the men's play-in, and they're all at the same locale. First game last night was Howard versus Maryland-Baltimore County. Well, Maryland-Baltimore County has a place in basketball history that maybe fly under the radar a little bit. They're the very first team ever, a 16-seed team to beat number 1 in the first round. And they did that when they knocked off Virginia, back about 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. Played Howard. The Howard Bison from Washington, D.C. won the game. Howard 86. Maryland-Baltimore County 83. In the second game, it was Texas versus North Carolina State, and the Longhorns won this one on a last-second shot, 68-66. So those 2 teams advanced. Now there are 2 more games coming up tonight, and these will be play-in games, and then that part of the tournament will be over, and it's on to the round of 64.
And goodbye, Hollywood Brown. He is now on your team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Playing for the green and white with the wings on the helmets. And, Marquise Hollywood Brown signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. He was a free agent from the Kansas City Chiefs. Had 5 touchdowns last season for Kansas City. But now the question for Philadelphia is, do they keep the other player whose surname is Brown? His name is A.J. Brown, and he's made a lot of headlines by being a little disgruntled with what the quarterback does and what the front office does and so forth. Kind of a clubhouse lawyer. Do they keep him? I think if the Eagles could make a deal, that they would make that deal, but the other end of the factor is, does anybody really want him? Marquise Brown, however, Hollywood Brown, who still has some skills from one-time Oklahoma Sooner, he'll play for Philadelphia this year.
He will. How do you feel about it personally? Do you think it helps or hurts?
I think it's a wash.
Yeah.
And the reason I do is because that's what he was with the Chiefs. He was not the big star. Of course, he had some injuries with Kansas City as well, but by the same token, everybody predicted him to be, he's going to be the big addition to the receiving corps, and he didn't hurt, but was he a big help?
And we have a World Baseball Classic champion. I got to say, if you like baseball at all, this was a really good competition from a lot of really great countries. Now, of course, every country had Major League representation. That only makes it more fair, but in the end, it wasn't enough for Team USA, my man.
No, because they couldn't hit. They went into a team slump, and part of that was because of the Venezuela team. And not just Venezuela, it was also the other teams that they played down the stretch, the Italian team and so forth, were able to dissect the offense and kind of slow it down a bit. The USA team only had 3 hits last night. One of them was a 2-run homer by Bryce Harper in the 8th inning, a really clutch job that tied up the ball game. But Venezuela wins it 3-2, and you see this in baseball, Mike, all the time. In clutch situations where it's a tie game or very close, and the leadoff batter for the team that's trailing walks, that's just a death knell. and it sure was last night. Leadoff batter, who is, of course, Luis Arraez, who's one of the best hitters in baseball, he walked. Pinch runner comes in, and the batter, pinch runner, steals second base. Nobody out, second base, and Eugenio Suarez is the batter. Now, just to fill you a little bit on Suarez, he played for the Arizona Diamondbacks right up until the trade deadline last year. There was some thought that he might be coming to St. Louis. Hard hitter, big long ball hitter, and all that sort of thing. Instead, he went to the Seattle Mariners at the trade deadline. They let him go as a free agent. He's now with the Cincinnati Reds. 34-year-older. And Mr. Suarez delivered a double to left center field that drove home run number 3 for Venezuela, and that turned out to be the winner. Venezuela 3, USA 2. Venezuela's very deserving champion, and all their team is major leaguers. Luis Arraez is one of the American League's top hitters, and it's a team that's well put together too. Their manager did a good job of keeping them under control and all that sort of thing. But hey, they were pleased, and they deserved it. They were the better team. Now, can you decide a champion team in one game? No, you've got to have a best of 5 or 7 in baseball like they do in the World Series. However, for one game, Venezuela's the best team.
They get paid for this, though, right?
Heavens, yeah. Now, paid is a little bit of an oxymoron here. The winning team gets $6,750,000. That's to the Baseball Federation of that nation. And that's divided in half. The federation keeps half of it. Then the players and coaches and whomever get the other half. It comes out to the players and coaches getting about $112,000, which by the salaries they make, about $4 and $5, $6 million.
That's dinner.
It's a few nights of maybe some liquid at the big table there and talking about how good you are. Anyway, there is a payment involved, but that's not the big deal. It's playing for your nation, and all of the individuals said that, including the USA. Now, these are, you got Aaron Judge, and you've got Kyle Schwarber, and you've got Bryce Harper. Some of those guys were in tears, because they really wanted that gold medal, and that was a big deal. And some of them, they got their silver medal and walked off the stage and they ripped it off, said, this isn't good enough. Now, we talked about this yesterday and the day before. This is, they haven't said this, but it's a prelude to what's going to happen 2 years from now. The World Baseball Classic will probably be dormant for 3 or 4 more years. But in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, Major League Baseball players are going to be allowed to compete for the first time ever. It'll be between July 13th and 19th, I think. And don't you know, all of these nations, these are the major leaguers, and they'll be representing their nations. Yep. And that'll come, that's the real gold medal that they want.
In the middle of the season, too.
Oh, it is.
It's going to be wild stuff. Unfortunately, because of this late freeze-out that we had, the baseball Bears haven't been able to play a lot of games as of late.
They were colded out, if you can make a verb out of that, which you can't. Yesterday, the game with Arkansas State was postponed. Hopefully it'll be made up as on a later date this spring. Drury did play their game, but it was over in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and it may have been a little bit warmer over there. Drury fell to the Pittsburgh State Gorillas 10-7. Gorillas are pretty good. They are 23-2 on the year. Drury is now 12-9. And an exhibition game, the Washington Nationals beat the Cardinals by a score of 1-0.
Ned, have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.